Hey everyone, Steve Kim here. So excited. Steve Kim Show episode number 199. The much anticipated April stats are in, and as usual, I got your numbers and your stats, so let's get right into it. So in Toronto, March 2022, we had just over 3,900 sales against just over 3,700 active listings. Fast forward into April, we see the number of sales drop, but we see the number of active listings go up. Sales being just over 3,000 and active listings just over 4,700. Well, New York region, what happened? Back in March 2022, we had just over 1,900 sales against just over 2,200 active listings. And we see a similar trend as we did in Toronto in York region. Now we see the number of sales drop to just over 1,200 and active listings jump to just over 2,600. Now, months of inventory, this is about supply and demand, and this is a really important number to pay attention to as we start to see a little bit of a shift in the market. So across all housing types in March 2022, we saw 0.9 months of inventory, which still signaled a strong seller's market. Fast forward into April 2022, we see the months of inventory jump to 1.6 months of inventory. In York region, we see a similar trend. We went from 1.2 months of inventory into March, and we almost doubled to 2.2. So as we start to see more inventory come to the market, which means there's more selection for the buyers and not this great sense of urgency of FOMO pretty much in the market. Now the average sales price month over month, this is important to pay attention to. And again, this number is across all housing types, detached homes, townhomes, semi-detached condos, condo apartments, etc. Now that average selling price of a property in Toronto back in March 2022 was just over $1.218 million. Fast forward into April 2022, yes, it went up just a little bit to just over $1.243 million. Now in York region, what happened? That average property in York region back in March 2022 was trading just over $1.515 million. Fast forward into April 2022, that number drops to just over $1.426 million. Now this is just a month over month snapshot. To get a real clear picture of what's been happening in the market, we got to take a look at a year over year statistic. So the average property in Toronto back of April 2021 was trading just over $1.087 million. And like I shared with you now, April 2022 is trading just over $1.243 million. That's a 14.3% increase on average across all housing types in Toronto year over year. York region, what happened? Back of April 2021, that average property in York region was trading just over $1.283 million. Like I shared with you now, is now trading around $1.426 million, which is about 11.2% increase year over year. And these are really important numbers to pay attention to. Now, pay attention to this. The greater Toronto housing market continued its adjustment to higher borrowing costs, with the number of transactions down on a monthly and annual basis, as has been the case with previous rate tightening cycles. Now, some home buyers have moved to the sidelines to determine how they will reposition themselves in the marketplace given the higher rate environment and related impact on affordability. Now, again, this is the epitome of speculation. GTA Realtors reported just over 8,000 homes sold through TRREB's MLS system in April 2022. That's about a 41.2% decrease compared to last year, April 2021, and a 27% decrease compared to March 2022. On a year-over-year basis, the decline in sales was greater in the 905 area region surrounding Toronto, particularly the detached home sector. Now, the MLS Home Price Index composite benchmark was up by 30.6% year over year in April 2022. The benchmark level in April was down in comparison to the March levels. Now, that average selling price at around $1.254 million was up around 15%, like I shared with you, compared to April 2022, but down compared to the average selling price of $1.3 million in March 2022. Anyways, I hope you found these stats and these numbers and this information useful. If you have any questions whatsoever, please feel free to give me a call, send me a text, shoot me over a DM or an email. As always, be kind, everyone. Take care.